You're now tuned into the Monday Midsole with your co-host, Molly Mall,
That's not true.
Polos and
It's the
Jay,
people's grant.
Unboxed App, and Buckeye City Soul. Powered by the usual suspects. It's the Monday Midsole. Let's go.
Yo, it's Monday. Welcome to the Monday Midsole. I'm your co-host, Buckeye City Soul, aka Kev. We have a great show planned for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on upstairs to the old man in the attic.
Yep.
Why y'all always say upstairs? I'm downstairs. I see
Nah.
him downstairs.
You down on me?
Look at
boss.
No, I'm not.
what y'all been doing.
All right, what's good, fam? It's your boy Polos and Jays, OG Jay Walker. It's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Chewbacca.
Thank you, Yoda. And what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mo. Thank you for tuning in on this lovely Monday. Getting ready for Cinco de Mayo. And with that being said, we're going to kick it over to Mr. Molly Mall.
What's going on? Usual suspects, Molly Moore here, leader of the Light Skin Legion. As my co-host mentioned, we got a great show. I'm going to throw it to Nicole. Say what up.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Weekend Power Girl, co-owner of Flash Society.
All right, way to kick it back. And today on the show we have we have comedian, we have radio show co-host, we have the owner of Flicks and Bill. We got Mr. Bill Squire. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, your mic is so much better than all of ours.
That sounds clear.
I traded this to a guy that works at the station for an iPad Pro that I had laying around. So,
Oh man, damn. Yeah, I gotta.
but it doesn't actually work that well. So he'll be.
So let me look at Bill's history.
Hold on.
Sounds like a dub.
Oh man. So you recently got into sneakers, but you've always been, a fan of Jordan. Can you just kind of tell us about, growing up and your background? And
So I grew up in Medina, Ohio. I always was a fan of basketball since I was pretty little, and it started with Jordan because he was what introduced a lot of people to basketball. So I got interested in Jordan, and then if you're interested in Jordan, you're interested in sneakers, and he's just everywhere. So me and my friends were pretty into basketball, and I always, I wanted to be a collector for a long time. I just didn't have the money or anything like that. And then, I started doing better. So I started collecting about last year. And it's just, I just love basketball, and I love, and Jordan's the reason why. So that's about it.
Mostly Jordan.
And I'm like a white kid from the suburbs, which, I think that's so I grew up watching this culture and appreciating it for my whole life, and not having any negative connotations about it, because it was just I saw people that liked the same stuff that I did. So I'm like, oh, of course you're gonna like this. This shit's cool.
Yeah, for sure. So you're into comedy, but let's talk about how you got into comedy, and from where your background is, and then how you got into comedy, and then let everybody in on that.
I've been doing stand-up for about 15 years now. I started after I was raised Mormon, so I was pretty strict religion. I did a Mormon mission for 2 years, and at that I was in the Philippines, and while I was there, I started breaking the rules pretty hard.
Let's get into it.
It goes deep. It goes deep. It started with when you're a Mormon missionary, especially overseas and stuff like that. The rules are real strict. You can't watch movies or listen to music or do anything. And so it started with me just going to see movies with other missionaries, and then Like the first alcohol I ever had was when I was a Mormon missionary in the Philippines. I lost my virginity in the Philippines. Like I went all in and then got caught and got kicked out of the Mormon church, and that led me. But while I was there, I learned how to speak in front of groups. So I was talking to people, like, you know, speaking in front of groups at the services, and then, you know, teaching people all the time, teaching other missionaries how to do the thing. And I'd have to write these whole like these speeches basically, and I'd always try and make them as funny as possible. So when I got home, I just kind of transitioned that into being more just about making people laugh, and I started doing stand-up. Went to the Cleveland Improv, started doing open mic nights there, and then 16 now, 16 years later, you know, it's paying the bills, and you know, got me a couple things.
Yeah, nice. So talk to us about, and he's on a national show, the Alan Cox Show. Talk to us how you got into that. Like,
so I was always a big fan of talk radio. So I was a big fan of, like, I worked on the road doing stand-up comedy for about 8 years, and then a position came available on a show in Cleveland in the afternoons doing, you know, talk radio, and I kind of knew how it worked. Like I had done enough radio interviews and stuff like that where I knew how to go in there and like improv and you know, keep things fresh every day the way you have to for a radio show, and, you know, have, you know, just they don't have to be controversial opinions, but they got to be strong opinions, and you got to be silly about things. They just, you know, and I've gotten better over the years, but I went in there and auditioned against probably 6 or 7 other people, and I was the one that Alan picked, and never looked back. And it's been 7-8 years now, 7.5.
That's awesome. The show is great. I listen to it. I always had to catch it on the podcast because I'm typically in and out of the car. So you know, I listen to your show, and I also listen to Rover. I mean, it just reminds me of home. The thing I like about your show is that you guys are, you know, pretty well rounded. Like you guys, I mean, it's funny and it's entertaining, but it's also, you guys don't go way off in the left field where people get like super offended. I mean, some people might, but like
there's some critical thinking. There's some edgy humor, but we're not trying to make people uncomfortable. We're trying to keep around. You know, we're trying to have a good time. There's other comics. There's other radio shows that they want to push that envelope. That's not really what we do, because we like to. I mean, and it's not like we're trying to. It's just all our natural personalities. Where we try and have a good time. We want to have fun every day. We like coming to work every day, and that's easier to do when you're trying to push those boundaries one way or the other. It is so tumultuous, because I've done stuff like that before, and it gives you a rush in the moment, but then like the come down is pretty brutal. And then you're just going up and down, and I like just keeping it nice and even and having fun. Right.
So, like, you know, with being on a radio show and being a comedian, a lot of people are reaching out to you. A lot of people are interacting with you, like, you know, on IG and Twitter and things like that. When does it bother you though? Because I know that
it bothers me when I don't know. Like, there's some people that they come across wrong, and they just but I understand it too, because they listen to me every day, so they think we're friends, and then they'll come at me in a way that's just kind of like it's real hostile, but they're trying to joke around because they know me, and I know that situation because I'm a fan of talk radio and podcasts too. So you think you can bust balls with someone, and then you're like, you don't know me like that.
Right.
With someone. Honestly, we kind of the first interaction that me and you had on Instagram is pretty funny, because you were talking about those you call them the COVID 4s.
Yeah.
The Air Max Jordan 4s.
Oh.
And I had him tied up tight, and he called me out for having him tied up tight. And your mom tied him. So. And he just goes, okay. But then you were cool. You DM me, and like we've been hitting it off ever since.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, it was nothing but respect, man. That's what we all do on the show. We all just bust each other's balls.
Right, and that was one like I didn't take offense to that. I was just trying to.
I didn't want you to either. Because
But then some people come too hard, too fast, and you're just like, and there's no the tone doesn't feel joking.
right.
They just don't know. They don't understand. So they'll be like, "Oh, I wish you were dead." And I'm like, "Well, that's a mean thing to
Yeah.
say." And they're like, "I'm not joking. Like I meant, I wish you were dead in a joking way." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't come across in text, man."
Oh man. All right. So like one of the things that I've noticed is there's a lot of comics that are really into sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, did you see other comics and like, hey man, you know, I gotta start getting in this, get my shoe game right? Or
Well, it's one of the, like, as a comedian, you don't want to wear anything that's too, like, unless you're doing like a special. But like when you're just doing like a regular stage at a club, especially like on a night in, night out, like you don't want your clothes to be overpowering. But shoes is kind of where you can let things be a little bit more, and shoes can be subtle but still say a lot.
right.
So if you're wearing, you're wearing the right shoes, then people see that and they go, okay, I like those. I respect those. And to a lot of people, they're just like, I don't even, they don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
And so I like that a lot. If you watch a lot of the Netflix specials that come out, there's a lot of, I think Chris D'Elia, I think Bert Kreischer was wearing Jordans, like wearing like ones. And I think there's a lot of interest in it, but I don't think there's a lot of like true like sneakerheads all the way. And I'm not saying that I'm even all the way.
Right.
Like I'm still, like I'm learning, and I like the culture a lot, and I like the respect for the design and just the care that goes into it all.
Right. Yeah, man, you have to go to the sneaker con whenever COVID decides to.
Yeah, right. I was all ready to go.
So like, are you getting like ready? Are you really wanting to get back out there? Because I'm sure that, staying at home all the time, that's a change into your, your everyday.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's something that I've done for so long that like I miss being able to be out there and making people laugh, and that call and response and that energy that you get having a room full of people laughing at you, or even not laughing at you, but just being out there producing and doing whatever you do is nice, and I miss that a lot. And also money. Like,
yeah.
I don't make a ton of money doing it, but it was a nice supplement to my radio income, and I could, I've gotten to a point where, I had to change my spending habits.
Yeah, I hear that. I think we've all had to change them. Even if you're still working, you're still, nothing's certain at this point. So we don't know how long this is going to be around. But yeah, for sure, they ain't gonna stop. But just talk about. I want one more question. So when you did your first time, on the doing stand up, what was that experience like?
So the first time I ever did stand up, I was at it's a place called the Rose Theater, and it was in Medina, and they had like an open mic night, and it was a converted movie theater that was turned into like a performance place where they had like a big stage and everything. It was very, very nice place. But there was it sat like I think 200 people, and there was about 12 in there, and so I didn't feel a lot of pressure. So I just went up and I had fun, and I wrote some jokes that were, I think the first joke that I wrote is about how my dad's a bricklayer and I liked video games, and he got mad at me because video games taught me that there were coins inside of bricks. And that's actually a better response than I got that night.
Mario joke. It's a Mario joke.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions before we get into pickups?
I got one quick question. So that's a big step, right? To sit here and say, I feel I am funny enough to stand up in front of a crowd of people and I can make them laugh. And there are a lot of people that might be funny looking, like Marcus. But at what point did you say to yourself, I think that I'm funny enough to get up here and pull this off? I mean, what? Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, I crack jokes all the time. Ain't no way in hell I'm about to get up on stage and think I can really make this room laugh.
It's not just about thinking that you're funny. It's also a constant need for approval. So it's not. It doesn't really come from a healthy place. except for maybe a few of like the greats. Like I think like Dave Chappelle is a guy that from a very young age, he didn't start doing comedy to seek approval. He started doing comedy because he knew that's how his mind works. But for a lot of comics, I think there is like you're funny and you use humor as a way to kind of build relationships with people, and then you get on stage and you like that control. Like that's another aspect. Like I didn't feel like I had growing up in a religious family where I didn't feel like I had any control, and then I go on stage and I'm the only one talking, and I have like the power of a microphone and speakers, and I get to say what I want to say, and then I get to develop that over the years. I think that was the biggest draw. So it's not necessarily that I thought I was so funny, it was just a need to be heard.
Okay. What is there one memorable moment that you just bombed on stage? And you
well, all right, I'll talk about I was at the I was at the Cleveland Improv, and the Cleveland Improv moved from a place called the Powerhouse.
That was his joint.
It was a spot, and they had real low ceilings. If you know about comedy clubs, if you have the low ceilings like that, and I was real comfortable there because I started there, so I would destroy in that room. And then I hadn't been there for a while because they moved to a new club that built like it was more like a theater, but it wasn't set up like a theater. It just had like high ceilings and then still like dinner tables everywhere. It wasn't like it was like theater seating where it like goes up and then there's like a balcony or anything like that. And it's my first time performing there, and I think Courtney G was the headliner and my buddy Mike Head was the host. And I was in the middle, and Mike he's hilarious. He goes up and he crushes. And then I go up and I make a joke about Mike because we're buddies, but nobody in the audience knew that we were friends. So they just thought I was like taking a shot at him. And they're like, all right, well, this guy's racist. And I spent the next 25 minutes just trying to dig out of that hole. It got me into a fight with the manager of the club. I quit working for them for a while. It was a whole thing, but the tension in that room was so thick, and I didn't even, but also it's one of those things where you just gotta stand your ground. Like that's one of my favorite things about doing comedy, is going to an audience that doesn't necessarily like what you're doing, and then you bring them around. So I've been back to that club a bunch of times and had some of my favorite sets of all time. But that night was one where they're just like, you can leave. And I'm like, I'm not going to leave until I'm done. But then by the end, they did respect that. They're like, okay, you stuck it out. You got it a little bit.
I don't know if I could have did that. I'm like, oh, time to go.
Yeah, just got to dig in. Also, you don't take your money away.
Yeah.
Oh,
you pay for this. You're going to
the
get
show
it.
must go on.
Yep.
So I got a question more about sneakers. So what pair was it that like you first copied? You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start collecting and building around this.
Okay, so the first Jordans that I ever got was when I was in like 5th grade, and that was the Olympic 7s.
Okay.
I really like those. But then a few years ago, we were doing a thing for Cavs home opener, and LeBron had that pop-up, and I got there in time that I could go to the pop-up and get some of the 15s, because the line, was long, but it wasn't that long. So I'm like, okay, I'll go in there, and if they have something, I'll get some. And I got the Ghost 15s, which as soon as I put them on, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I've been missing. And those are kind of what got me back into sneakers, like got me to like really start collecting. So I really like the LeBron 15s. They don't necessarily look the best with jeans or anything, but they're just like, it's a comfortable shoe. I like the lows.
Sure. I hoop in the 15s, man. They're my favorite. Yeah, they're one of my favorite ball or shoes to hoop in.
I play Papa Shot in them.
Yeah, and he is the Papa Shot champ. He's got a Papa Shot in his house. What are you at, like 150 something, 154?
157 is my current high. Yeah.
All right. How long does it take you to hit that, though? What is it?
So you get 30 seconds, and then if you hit 30 points, you get another 15 seconds. If you hit 60 points, then you get another 10 seconds. So it's 55 seconds. So my high score in 55 seconds is 157. And then the last 10 seconds of each round, you get 3-pointers instead of 2.
So are you throwing them two, like like that? Or?
I just use one hand and just
All
I use the left hand to feed, and then I just try to go as fast as I can. And it's not like I'm doing like a full like, but it's got some spin on it and everything. It looks like a real basketball shot. There's some dudes that they'll do it and they're just like underhand.
Underhand.
Yeah, and I try to still make it somewhat basketball related.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into what's in the box.
Got a drum roll now?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Sponsored by Unboxed app, and it's still not working for Android. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, fuck Android.
But if you got a Motorola right, it works on here.
Yeah, you got a flip phone.
Listen, hold on. I have to interrupt. Have me go last. Like, it's like World War IV upstairs. I can hear this shit. I got to go shut this down. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. And shout out to D Reynolds for the dono and What the Sneakers. See that they just donated to the chat. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody joining the show. But this is where we talk about what we last picked up. Anybody want to go first? All right, sure. Go ahead.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything.
How anticlimactic. Bill, you got anything you want to show?
I got 4.
All right, cool.
Oh,
This is built up. I'm not here every week, so I can.
Right.
I don't think that's
15.
But I got the cement fire red.
Yeah, that price is too good to pass up. I almost bought another pair.
Yeah, I got these, and yeah, I got them Hibbits for
Whoa!
like
Well done.
150. Yeah, so I had snagged those. What else did I get? I got the bloodlines. I got the bloodlines again, also on sale. And I sent you that video of the dude that turned the bloodlines into the Chicago Red, and that was cool. And I'm not gonna do that. That looks like so much work, but a one's always a favorite, and these look, they're pretty
The quality's real nice on those too.
Yeah, it really is. And then when I opened them up and I saw in the bottom it says like "man was not meant to fly."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they the 2.0 should be coming out in a couple months. I think they're like Chicago.
I heard that wasn't coming out.
They're not. That's probably why them Chicagos went up.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons.
Then I got the DMPs.
All right.
Which this is one of my favorite Jordans of all time.
6?
Just the 6, yeah, I love the
Okay.
6. The 6 is great, and I just love the feel of it and everything. And then finally,
oh man,
yeah, nice one. Also a 6, and the only reason I copped these is because I watched your video. I saw your post about dyeing them, and so I was like, you know what, I can do some arts and crafts, and
you cleaned that up. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
You got to talk to Mo though, because he did something to his. He put a dent in the back of his.
Ooh, yeah,
Buddy.
yeah. I caved the on both of them.
You leave the bleach on too long?
Not. We'll talk. I'll tell you.
I don't think it's that, because like I left my bleach on like overnight. It dried out, and I think when it dries out, it starts to turn it brown. But like, I don't know what Mo did, honestly, because I saw it looked like somebody big as like just worn them on the back of their heels.
That's exactly what it looked like. I put both shoes on. I stood and I had my kid take a picture of it, and I said, "These will never. I will never do an on feet of these, at least from the back." Pause. Horrible.
Super pause.
Horrible.
Hey, I think like I like them, but they got to be dyed. I don't think I would wear these. Like, what do you wear? Jeans on jeans? Like,
yeah, that's a tough one. You can wear it
like-
like,
I mean, you
like
have
a
like
khaki.
a khaki color. Yeah. You got khaki.
Or-
But something about that denim color it's no.
It's too
It's off.
too blue. Like it's like the jeans that you get at Walmart. You know, you can't dress
The
them up.
Wranglers, the Wranglers.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah. Said, I got these Dickies, Diggi jeans.
Yeah,
DoorDashes.
they're too blue, and then like I don't know, like
Sure does.
dye them. That's good, but yeah, as is, I don't think I'd wear them.
Yeah, that's why I had to do it. I saw them pop up at like 119 or something, so I bought the first pair, and then I was like, oh, I'll do another one. Then I saw today at Trophy Room they had 50% off of sale items. So
What?
yeah, so they had the winter blue 4s, and I was gonna get them, but they didn't have my size. And then they had the denim 6s so it'd been $100.
Ooh,
He ain't even share.
No, it was sold out. Like everything was sold out
in your size.
No, everything. I looked at the whole thing. Everything was sold out. And then like they had no, they aren't.
Yeah, they are.
Look at the sizes.
No, Kev was like, if I can't get them, they ain't gonna get them.
Oh, exposed.
He ain't gonna get it. He gonna get it. He gonna get it.
They got a 13.
It says sold out. Look, it says sold out. Each one of those.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
I'm telling y'all, man. I'll let y'all know.
It didn't say sold out here. It didn't say sold out here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say sold out on any of them except for
them 6s real quick, though, Maul.
Nah, it says check just in case.
Just in case. Sold
out. Sold out.
You off the hook, Buckeye. You off the hook.
Yeah, people saw that. I mean, it was hard to even get in. So I
6 hours later.
No, it was like an hour ago.
Now
anyway,
that's even worse. An hour later.
No, they were sold out. They were sold out when I looked. So Chino said that he got them for 105 shipped. So that's a dope deal there.
Saint said Hibbit got them.
Hibbett's got what? Which ones?
The denim 6s, set for 95.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, I had
wait, how?
You might need to get another pair, man.
Oh, I am, because I ain't dying them joints.
Can you even fix them at all? Like,
hell, I tried. I took a hammer to them. I tried to like.
Damn, he's the cobbler.
I gotta see these.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Hey, pull them up. Pull them up.
Yeah.
You know they're right there because you looked over there. You know you looked right at them.
Yeah.
They in the garage.
Yeah, right.
Remind me next week. I'll pull them out. I ain't got a problem. They're in the garage though. But that backside is it looked like somebody just whacked at it.
Looked like Ron Jeremy was standing behind it.
How much he's wearing them right now?
He probably got them. He got them on right now with no pants. He said, I got my jeans on. All right, I'll go. I got the Derek Fisher up tempo 95s for a good price. I mean, you can't really find these anywhere this color. The yellow pair is out, and I think I'm gonna pass on those unless they get to like $60. Then $60. Why not? Hold on a second. Let me fix it. Then I also got the Chicago up tempo 95s. They were like $100 at Champs or something like that. 100 something. But and then I've had these before, and I showed them on my Instagram, but I didn't really get a chance to show them. And I'm gonna do a video where I show you how to do it. But these are the red denim 6s. Basically same shoe as Bill, except for I bleached it, and then I dipped them. I dipped the whole entire shoe, where you can you can be more selective, where you don't have to do everything. But I wanted to have that red on the bottom, and plus it's hard to keep.
Wait, hold on. That's dyed.
The red is dyed. Everything
on midsole.
Yeah, the I'm talking like right down here on the outsole.
Yeah.
And right here is dyed.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's dyed. Oh. And then
do you have to take off the black part of the midsole, or do you?
No, you can. Yeah, it won't hit it too bad. Like you just have to wipe it off on the black part. But yeah, it won't dye it. But yeah, I just dipped the whole entire shoe. I mean, you can tape that inside if you want to keep that. It doesn't matter to me. They're my shoes, so I wasn't planning on selling them or anything. So
nice.
But I think they came out pretty good.
Look great.
Yeah,
Still like
definitely.
they dope.
Yeah, and the purple one too. The purple one, I tried not to get the dye on the bottom, and that was tough. So that's the one thing. If you want to keep your bottom, you got to make sure you tape them off and don't move them around too much, because once that water gets to that tape, it starts shifting it, and it'll like leak into that. So, you know. But yeah, those are my 3 pickups. I got the DMP 6s, and then I got another pair of Fire Red 5s. But they're still, and I got another pair of Court Purples.
They gotta come up.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't open those up yet. Shout out to Monolithic Kicks for the $50 dono. It's crazy.
Yeah, you slowing down, bro. What's wrong with you?
Hey, I am. You know what I'm saying? I got some other stuff coming.
So I haven't really picked up anything. Haven't really opened anything either, but I did get another pair of red ones.
Damn. Okay, those are the ones you got from eBay, right?
Yes, sir. So
that's a crazy grab.
For real. It's got a little bit of glitter. Nothing crazy though.
Yeah.
Not like the other pair I got rid of. So
I wonder if the fakes get glitter too.
I don't know. That'd be a pretty good question.
Yeah.
Ask Mo, he should know. Oh, you got any glitter on your braids?
Got him.
He can't even hear.
You got the fixer?
Well, I got you muted. I got it. I'm doing something real quick. Hold on. I did hear something though.
Are you gonna show your shoe? He's
Can't. Too busy getting yelled at.
Show your shoe.
Oh, it's on me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Give me a second. All right. Let me
give you a
show
second.
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and get those denim. Have one of them kids go get those denims so we can laugh.
So I got, just like everybody else, these.
I didn't get those.
Well,
yeah, Mom.
Those.
Well, you didn't want those.
Yeah, you didn't want them.
Bill, you got them too?
I got them. They're coming Thursday.
Okay.
It took forever. It took like 10 days, and then
You're welcome.
and then these came in today.
Those are hard.
Those are great.
I've been trying to find these for a minute.
Those are nice.
Roth don't stock Devon. He gave me the style number, and I was able to find them on Kixify. So these are right.
Yeah, that'd be nice with some Raven stuff.
I don't know about that, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, man, have your cousin hook me up with something, man. Either autograph or something.
Let's not talk about that guy.
All right. Oh, we're moving right along.
All right, I'm gonna mute you again real quick.
All right.
So I'm glad.
Yep.
And I got, just like everybody else, 2 weeks after they dropped the Fire Red 5s. And damn near 2 months after I ordered them, I finally got the Total Orange Air Max 90. I'm about sick of Nike and their slow ass shipping.
I'm worried about that.
Man.
I'm worried about those. I'm worried about those Royal Toes because I hit on them, but they haven't had any type of movement.
Yeah, but I saw everybody was saying they was gonna arrive like May 14th.
Great.
Yeah, look at your email. It should tell you what date it's supposed to arrive.
Yeah.
And then I got the Saucony Bodega collab, the Grid Azura. Yeah, I know I'm on my running game. And man, these are just crazy in person. The materials, quality and shit on these is just unbelievable. They're dope. They're dope. That's it.
All right. So we're gonna get right into the Gap. If I can find them.
You're on your runners game. You ain't running anywhere.
I run, fool. I run.
He walking.
To the bathroom.
Now remember, I got a Depend. I don't have to run to the bathroom.
You got Depends? Okay.
Yeah, that's what y'all say.
I was about to say, did he say he got?
That's what y'all say.
He said, I got a man pond.
I can go right here, right now.
He said, it's too much. It's too much. I gotta go, y'all. We gotta clean up. This is the Gas Ass or Pass, the Gap. This is what we used to do all the time, and we kind of shelved it for a while. Somebody stole our idea.
Stole it.
Yeah, everybody stole it. Stole everything we do.
But
never duplicated.
Skip. Get him.
DJ Clue.
So this is the gap. This is gas, ass, or pass. If you have gas, you get 2 points. If you get a pass, you get 1 point. And if you get ass, you get 0 points. This one we're gonna do. We'll do. I guess we'll do it. You have to sell your own shoe. So I'll pop up the shoe, and you only get two gases. So keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna, unless you ask the shoe. If you ask the shoe, then you get an extra gas. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop up all the shoes on here so everybody can see them. Is everybody watching it?
Because you know we got a lag.
Okay, yeah, it's a little lag. So once you see all the shoes, like we'll go by each one of them, and then you can, react accordingly. Now, this isn't the order that they're gonna come in, but just be ready. Just let me know when you got it. When you got them.
That's a nice pick of Mo between that gas and that pass you got right there, though. I like that pick.
What the hell was that? I can my stuff. Shut up.
Don Quixote.
But yeah, you guys should see that here soon. I can probably just roll into it because it's gonna. I wonder if it'll.
Why is my joint?
Why is it taking?
There we
so
go.
long? All right, you good now?
There.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, nah.
It's in there.
Yeah.
You got them now?
Yep.
That AOL, boy.
That's y'all internet.
My joint is messing up. Mine is still spinning up right now. I see the shoes. It's still spinning up, but I see them.
You got all them kids on the Wi-Fi.
I don't know what's going on. Shoot.
All right. No, everybody got them. You see what's available. So make sure you don't get to the other shoe and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have. You know what's out there. So we're gonna start with we'll start with Maul.
I figured that was gonna happen.
With the Crazy 8 Kobe.
Yeah, man. Listen, I had to follow last night's theme. I feel like Kobe. So this was Kobe's first silhouette, probably the best Adidas basketball sneaker ever created. If you see what picture you put up, should be the one from the '98 All-Star game.
I put up the one
it
from.
Doesn't have that hit of purple
from StockX on it.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's
he had these on. He had these on during the '98 All-Star game. That was Jordan's last All-Star game. So yeah, man, just had to go Cobes.
All right, so I'm gonna start with Nicole. Gas, ass, or pass?
I don't know how to play yet. I'm confused.
All right.
If somebody else, let me follow. Yeah.
No. Explain it to you.
All right.
So you.
So Bill get it too. If you give it gas, then that means it's dope. It's fire. It's top of the food chain there. If you give it an ass, that means it's terrible. You wouldn't buy it. And you wouldn't want to be seen in them, and you don't like them.
You wouldn't even let it in footage. You'd be like, you gotta get out of here.
That's a gas. And then the pass is.
And the pass is just like, it's all right, but it's not really doing too much for me. Just
the Crazy 8, definitely gas.
All right, just know you only get two.
Okay.
2 gas.
That's fine.
I'm trying to influence my gas, dog.
I'm just trying to say,
got one left.
You heard the lady.
I like the Crazy 8.
You heard the lady.
How many Crazy 8s you got?
I don't have
all
any,
right
actually.
How many off-white Chicagos you have?
She just got crazy. That's all she got.
I got Chicago. Ain't off-white. Bill, what would you say on these? Gas, ass, or pass?
I love these shoes. I like that was the Feet You Wear campaign that Adidas did, right? Back then.
You would know where to.
Ma would know.
All would know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like I was a Kobe fan.
That was just like what they're like. Oh, play in your bare feet, but if you can't play in your bare feet, play in Kobe's feet. I think that was the commercial.
Yeah, that's what they look like. They could be.
Yeah, and but they're so bulky. I'm gonna go pass.
All right, Marcus.
Well, Greg Gumbel tried to go in the heartstrings and pull out the Kobe, knowing that not too many people gonna ass it. But
he said, "But hold on a minute. But wait a minute, there's more."
But I can't do my boy Kobe like that, so I'm gonna have to go and pass it. I can't give it a gas, but I'll pass it.
All right, and then Mo.
My joint is struggling over here. For me, it's a pass. I think just for the same thing, it's just. I think the problem is you're thinking in the mindset of right now. Like if I'm thinking back then, it probably would have been a gas. Now it's more a pass just because it is kind of bulky looking.
All right, and I too am gonna give it a pass, even though like the picture Ma had did look appealing, but I wanted to keep it.
And this colorway is not their best.
No, he didn't use the one I sent.
But
oh, you such a setup.
No, but yeah. I wanted to make them all uniform because they're all with the white background.
Damn your uniforms.
Facts though. The feet you wear, that was the 98. These are the 97s.
Oh, okay.
Champagne, so this is the one right before.
All right.
So you got ones from everybody except for Nicole, and then it looks like the chat gave you a pass as well. So, wait.
These are the Jumpman Crazy Eights. What you mean, guys?
Hold on. All right, so we got 6. You got 7. It's a solid score.
Wow.
Next, we'll go with Nicole. Nicole had the.
Am I quiet? I'm too quiet today, huh?
You gotta stop.
There's no such thing as you being too quiet.
Nicole, you know your shoe. You gotta sell it now. It might not be up on your screen, but it's up for everybody else to see right now.
Well, I mean, this one for me is just this is one of the first ones that really got me into kicks too. I just love the Huaraches. Is the picture up?
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah. So what these came out 93? They probably came out like 3 colorways at that time. I just love them. I love the whole ankle aspect. That kind of have flipped it for me. I know everybody doesn't really like these Huaraches, but so that's it. Ain't nothing special about them, but I just like them.
Can I get y'all to, Kev, can you send me the pics? I don't know what the fuck's, excuse me, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what her shoe looked like.
It's the Huarache, the one that Chris Webber and them wore at Michigan with the purple and the blue.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Then I came out with the Lakers, I think, colorway too.
Yeah, I think the Lakers
that time.
Fire.
Yeah, but these for me, I love these.
The red pair was nice too.
Yeah, in New York, we used to rock these a lot. So,
Bill, what you think about these?
I have a lot.
Be nice, Bill.
A lot of love for the Huarache, so I'm actually gonna give these gas. I love. I love
it. Too long.
I kind of forgot about it for a while, and then they started. But I love that shoe. That was a
It
was a wild design.
And with the socks, yeah.
It was fun.
Nicole, you overselling your shoe. Marcus.
Man, y'all made it real easy for me this week because I don't really like shit y'all picked, to be honest.
Damn.
All these shoes could really get ass, but since this Nicole first time playing, I'm gonna go ahead and give her a pass. But this is the kind of shoe, man, you gotta have your combo game on point because you got them holes right there. And some of y'all be having some dingy yellow socks on and stuff, and
or the ashy ankles. The
ashy ankles. We see that every day on Instagram. So everybody can't rock these, because Mo definitely couldn't wear these right here.
You be all right, you shave.
Ashy in the mud. Don't worry about my shaved legs, okay?
My bad. I meant Nair.
His legs have survived slavery. So.
We got a few guesses on the chat. We got a few gas on the chat for these.
All right, well, just wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like
I just felt sorry for you.
Yeah. Ma, what you got on these?
I'll gas these. I mess with these. Like if you remember back in the day, like this was tough.
Right.
Mark's trying to act funny. He acting brand new shit. Like he ain't 7,000 years old and he don't remember these.
I do. I got a pair of Huaraches. I got one pair of Huaraches.
You got these?
No, I got the Lakers. The Lakers.
Oh, okay.
All right. What you got, Mo? We're gonna hit the fast forward.
Damn,
I'm gonna gas him. Yeah. I'm gonna give him a gas. I like Huaraches. I got Huaraches. I like them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and gas these two. I thought these were super dope. Anything that I'm a big time Buckeye fan. Don't get it twisted. However, Michigan started the fashion with basketball. I mean, they took a piece from Jordan, and then they had the long shorts, they had the black socks, and I mean those were hard. Like, I mean, I had a pair of Michigan basketball shorts as a kid because they were just like the yellow pair. They were just dope, and you wear them with the black shoes or these. I mean, it was fire. So, these are definitely for me a gas. It looks like the chat. I'll give you a guess on that one too. You probably gonna win. We're gonna have to speed through this one. All right.
How many points I got?
It don't matter.
Just
let's talk about the points.
let Bill go. We'll just get Marcus. That's how we'll speed it up.
All right. We're gonna go with Bill. I'm gonna omit mine because I think we're short on time. So let's go with Bill. He has the Air Command Force, the Billy Hoyles. Let me see here. I could show you just to kind of make it fat. Everybody should know what this shoe is.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
All right. I'm doing that for you because
that's not it.
That one I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not it.
What? No.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
Yeah,
Okay,
I fixed it.
Yeah.
Nicole.
Hey, Robinson wore these.
Oh yeah. My bad.
And they also they had like a little thing in the back where you could put like a CO2 cartridge in to tighten them up. So it was Nike's answer to pumps, but they didn't it was just on the ankle.
Right.
It was very just a flex. It wasn't really helping you in any way. But I love the shoe.
Yeah, and these were the this picture is the newer pair. This isn't the ones that actually came with the Air unit in the back. But yeah, Nicole, go ahead.
Because I saw another pair that I really like, and I'm real short. So these are like hooker boots on me.
These are coming from me.
So they're like hooker boots.
They're so high.
But
Fucking thigh highs.
these have right. These have definitely. I know the chat is saying gas, but I'm gonna have to pass on these just for me for the wearable. And they do have a lot of memories, but just because of that.
Okay. All right.
Tisk.
Marcus.
I mean, that
Yeah,
classic
of
shoe, I would never rock it at all, but I mean, it's a classic, and I mean, it was in a movie featured, and I mean, it's gas.
All right.
That's all I needed.
An old man river.
I feel like that carries more weight.
Ma, what you got?
Oh man, I'm torn. Are we gonna show Marcus's or not?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll show Marcus.
Yes.
And we'll just end it at Marcus. Then you what?
I gotta pass.
Okay.
I gotta pass.
All right.
Only because he chose the
Because he
shoe that I
knows
was gonna take.
Right.
We've done this a couple times.
You're
Right.
too slow.
All right, Mo.
I'm gonna gas these.
Okay.
Supposed to be
Yeah.
the first person
Okay.
to send it.
Yeah. Good. Gas it up.
All right. And I too will gas these. I really want the
That's what made me look bad.
I really want the solo flights to come out. I mean, and they have like that same kind of vibe to it, where the solo flight 90s, where I really wish that they would bring those out, but they haven't. But these were, I always wanted these as a kid. Now, I don't think I could get away with them. I did buy the one pump ones, the 180s, the one with that come in that plastic box.
Yeah.
What the hell are they? Machine? I don't know. Anyways, they got the pump unit in the back, and I bought those, and I don't ever wear those because they're so bulky. But it's just a kind of a cool thing to have as a shoe. So I'll gas these up, and then the chat. What did the chat say?
I think they gassed.
They say gas.
All right, so Nicole, you in trouble? No, you might have.
Nah,
You got them by one. Yeah, you got them by one. So let's go ahead, and we're gonna show.
Can I take mine back? Because I like them command force better than them. All right.
All right. We're gonna rifle through, and we're gonna go through Mike's, and then immediately. Actually, you know what? let's
You
go.
skip me, man. You can cut me and you
I
out.
know.
We can go right
All
there.
right,
Go
all
right
right,
to Marcus.
let's go to
Oh
Marcus.
damn! You know what? I played that wrong because I didn't realize that Mo was still going. Shit.
No, I'm good. We'll cut me
Nah,
off.
we're good. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we want to make sure. I want to touch on the Last Dance, and I don't know if Bill has to leave right away or anything, but like I
All right,
definitely
cool.
wanna
Then
talk
Nicole won.
Quarantine, man.
He said, "Quarantine, you good?" all right.
Let's
Just make it.
go.
Yeah, the Nike Air Pressure. That's the shoe that I have. Malik was right on that one. I can't even think, man. But all right, so we're gonna give it to Nicole.
Yeah.
But this
I
is
think
Marcus.
that does just a bit nice. But I'll take it.
Don't celebrate that too much. I mean, it's just
I'll take it.
pity,
Hey, I'll
default.
take it. Hey, I'll take the pity.
That's cool. Now
Yeah.
winner has to come up with the next category. So you got
Exactly.
homework.
Exactly.
There you go. Boom.
This
So
is
Nicole-
the greatest non-Jordan basketball shoe ever, and y'all just skips over it.
It's not.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's not.
Question?
Yeah.
It's in the interest of time, bro. Stop being selfish.
He said, "What about him? I thought you was gonna play with my froggy, DeVita."
I always been selfish. Ain't nothing changed.
Oh
I'm old. I
man.
can be selfish.
All right, we're gonna get into the topics. All right, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of these things here. All right, we're good. We'll skip the StockX one. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows. Every week we have something to say about StockX. Something new comes up with StockX. They got people, watch your shoes coming from StockX because somebody might have coughed on them. So, moving right along, the subject at hand, we're going to talk about last night's episode 5 and 6 of The Last Dance. I thought 5 was probably my favorite of the two. And then 6 just went so fast. I felt like 5 was perfect because I was like, dang, it's only 9:30. We still got 30 minutes left. And then when 6 came on, it was like it started and then it was 11 o'clock.
I said the same
Son,
damn
I
thing.
did 11 already.
Same
It's like
thing.
that every week, though. It's like that every week.
Yeah.
Right.
I felt like Kev did. I looked at the thing because the thing is they're going so fast. I found myself. I kept looking at the clock and I was like, 9:30. Damn, it's a lot left. But then that second one, I was like, this shit is over.
Yeah.
Mind you, though, I kept telling y'all, DirecTV was on some shit last night, so I actually got to watch 6 again because I missed like gaps of stuff. I'm like, wait, what? What the hell happened?
You gotta make
Yeah,
sure.
we had that wind up here, and there was a lot of lag. Like Obama was talking about Jordan, and it like he's like, yeah, when you have that kind of profile, and then it cut out, and it came back like, but he's Jordan. I'm like, what did you say?
yeah. And
Exactly.
Bill has he has a podcast called Flicks and Bill, and one of the things they're doing right now is they're talking about the last dance. He released one today talking about 5 and 6, and I started listening to it, but I was like, man, if I listen to it, then I'm not, it's gonna.
No, we want to
affect. Yeah. So Bill, man, what was your thoughts on it?
5 was my favorite episode so far. They talked about Jordan wanting to sign with Adidas, not getting the love from Converse, and then settling on Nike, and then turning them into the biggest company as far as sneakers go. And I thought that part was great. But then also just the fact that he wore the ones at the Garden the last time he knew he was going to play at the Garden, like that was incredible. And then also he's just like, it's a terrible sneaker.
Yeah.
It's all about the look. It is not good to play in. His feet were bleeding. And then the soundtrack for that too was, the soundtrack for the whole documentary has been incredible.
Right.
But like playing Lou Reed, going into New York City, going into Madison Square Garden, like it was great. So I just loved it. It was an awesome episode.
Right. Nicole, did you watch it?
I did. So I watched some of it today while I was at work.
You ain't watch it.
On and off. No, I did.
Oh no, she better have, because I told her. I said, look, if you don't watch it, I'm gonna call you out. Like, hey, so what you think about last night's episode on purpose? I said, so you
She
better
said,
be ready.
it was
today.
good. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Michael,
It was good.
Scotty.
I mean, he kind of said some of the things. No, for real. It's not that I don't want to watch it. I'm rarely like home. So I want to be able to just kind of sit down on I was hoping to watch them all yesterday. So I just want to do it on one of my lazy days and just kind of watch them all through. But I haven't had one of those days yet.
You got till next Monday because we're gonna talk about it again.
Yep.
Mom,
You know, I'm always running around. So
you better make a day.
As I'm working, I have it on my iPad, and I've been putting it on. So. I mean.
All right, Ma, what'd you think, man?
Listen, all the episodes have been good. This one, no different. Obviously, you had the beginning with Kobe, and that was special. Man. I would have liked that go a little bit longer or what have you, but I agree. I thought it was nice for them to throw him in there. Part of the reason why I think 6 feels like it's much shorter is they kept going back and forth.
Oh yeah, big time.
93, 98, you know what I mean? So then you're trying to keep up with everything, and by the time you realize it's the show's over, the credits are coming on, you're like, really?
Here we go again.
Star of the show, my man from Martin.
Yeah.
Star of the show, you know what I mean?
He's like
he was so happy to take Jordan's 20 right there. He was like, but I like how, even though they were playing a neutral game, Jordan still had to give them odds. You know what I mean? Like just to entice them. I thought it was cool just how they highlighted his fire, desire. And when I talk about Kobe, when I talk about Michael, what he has, those intangibles, that killer's mentality, the Mamba mentality, all that stuff. And I talk about LeBron and how we don't see that. I mean, that's what we're talking about right there. That's where for people like us that grew up on the Michael era, that's what we're lacking. That's what you don't see in LeBron, which kind of, and no fault of his own, because he's his own player. He's great, but that's the chink in his armor, basically.
He's not an addict.
Yeah, he didn't want to embarrass Dan Marley.
Well, no, it's not even about being an addict or anything like that.
It kind of is.
Just that killer's mentality. He did what?
He don't want anybody to show him up or be compared to anybody. I mean,
no,
that's crazy. Like he was just like,
Go
ahead, Bill.
Can I ask you guys how you feel about them talking about where Jordan wouldn't step in and say anything about the
Republican
or anything like
or
that? Because I mean, I was a little kid back then, but I also know it was a very different time than what we're doing now, and just an African American black athlete being the most popular person on the planet was a pretty huge thing at that time. I'm not saying he should have said anything or shouldn't have said anything. I was a little kid, so I was just like, as long as he's drinking Gatorade and wearing Nikes, I'm happy.
I think, like he said, though, the thing was, and I can't fault him on this. He said, I don't really know this guy to get behind him and vouch for him.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's black, I'm black, and y'all want to see him outdo that. Was it Jesse Helm? Whatever his name was. It's one of those. I just can't sit here and just say, yeah, let me support this guy because he's black, and I don't really know him. And not to mention, that's like he said, his thing was he was focusing on his craft, and that's basketball. He's not trying to get into politics. And I mean, he catches shit for that right now. When different matters come up and he doesn't speak. I mean, but let's be realistic. With the exception of what Good Morning America that just came on. I mean, he's Robin said herself that he barely gives interviews. He just likes to keep to himself, and it is what it is.
He said he just played the game, but I think that's in general one of the things that. So he was just focused on the game, and that's how he made a statement, right?
If you go back and look at interviews from Mike early on, he wasn't a very articulate speaking person, and I don't think that he would had the confidence, even if he knew the guy. I don't think he really had the confidence to speak on a matter like that, especially during those times. I was, I'm maybe 10 years younger than Mike, so I grew up.
You're probably 40 when they were saying that?
I mean, not even
Michael's age.
So it was a different time, and everybody, there wasn't that expectation back then, like they tried to make it play out on television. There wasn't that big expectation back then for him to speak like it is now.
When you see people going at Mike on Twitter and just freaking out, and they're, young and they have no context because it's so different now than what it was then. Like there was no social media, there was nothing, but there was still, especially at that time in the country, there was a lot of tension between the races still, And especially at that level, where especially in a place like North Carolina, and I don't think there was an expectation for athletes to speak out in that way. So for them to put that expectation on Michael Jordan, I feel like it's very unfair because he was also doing a lot of good things. It's not like he was just selling sneakers. He also was pretty charitable throughout his career.
Oh, yeah. He's had to carry the weight on his shoulders for, just period. Even to this day.
Well, I think
at some point he just wants to step away. Like
but I think it being a different time that's where your endorsements are concerned. You know what I'm saying? So like he's got Coke, he's got McDonald's, he's got Nike, and him saying the wrong thing could affect that. So if there wasn't there wasn't that pressure for him to say anything like there is right now when you have so many different outlets. You have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have so many ways that people can follow you and interact with you, where back then only thing you had to do, the only landmine you didn't have to step on was when they had a mic in your face. So I think that
yes and no, because I think like he was the precursor to kind of like modern days media and basketball. Like he was basically followed 24/7. They showed like from the moment he even like came to the arena how he was swamping people all the way to when he got back to the hotel. Like there were people on him 24/7. I wanted to speak on just the whole nomination and whatnot, because the other side of that camp never reached out to Michael. Like they never tried to get his back and to get his support. Somebody stuck a mic in his face and said, "Hey, do you support XYZ?" And he had to come.
I thought they did call him. And
no,
then his mom, his mom tried to get him.
Yeah, his mom.
Right.
And then his mom.
What I'm saying is like his mother reached out to him, but no one from that party, because the dude came on. He spoke with Time or somebody and said that they have to take some responsibility. Nobody directly spoke with Michael in regards to their campaign and what they were looking to do. And to play devil's advocate for a second, the fact that Jesse Helms, he had such a track record. Maybe that was enough to get behind somebody else to be like, you know what, North Carolina needs to change. But
right. I mean, what he said he said what he was celebrating in Mudville is that.
Yeah, that felt.
I was like, wait, what?
Right.
He had a track record, like, so you kind of knew
like
what the other side was.
That dude was overtly racist, and like 100%. No shame about it.
Right. And you got to think about it. Mike was from the South, and it's growing up. Me in the South, I saw a lot of things that you guys probably never saw. I saw still, restrooms that said colored and this and that. And I'm only 47. You know what I'm saying? So
I've seen it too.
It being
I've seen it too, bro.
Yeah, recent. I mean, yeah. So you got to think about it. Was real heavy at that time when Mike was coming up, the racism, the segregation and stuff. I mean, you saw the guy was talking about segregation still during that time. So it would have been hard for me to come out and speak on any side when I know I'm dealing with racism daily.
Yeah, and you're still.
But I think still to this day, we are looking for him to speak up on a lot of things, and he still doesn't speak on a lot of stuff or stand behind a lot of stuff still. So I don't think it really has changed. Maybe the reasoning has changed, but I mean, yeah.
He just doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he doesn't give interviews. I mean,
he said it. He said, "Listen, my craft is to play basketball, and that's all I focus on." Is that selfish? Probably, but
right. He even said that.
He's firm. Right. He's firm in his stance.
But the thing that they never talk about is how much money he's given to.
Right.
And that's the thing, right? Like I think people feel like they have to see the actions for them to be realistic.
Well, some people.
One of those,
I mean, some people still think that Michael Jordan's the one that that invested in privatized prisons, and and I know that's what I'm saying though. Some people think that, and they say, well, why would you wear Jordans because he's incarcerating us and da 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 da. And I'm like, hold on a second, it's a different Michael Jordan. Yeah. It's not the same Michael Jordan, and I mean,
that's
at
like
the end
the Bob Barker thing.
What?
Bob Barker is a prison, like if you wear like the prison clothes, it's all produced by Bob Barker, but it's not Bob Barker.
Okay.
It's just people. There's more than one person with a name, and people don't understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they figured it's like, hey, Michael Jordan got money, he probably, whatever. So that's what, and they just create these narratives to, to stay away from, Jordan or whatever. To me, he never had to be that, because, it was just about basketball. And I mean, you bought everything that he had. Like, I remember having the Gatorade, the Jordan draws, the Jordan cologne, the shirt. Like, you was so damn Jordaned out. Like, I mean, it was crazy. But
who had a 45 jersey?
I didn't have one. That's the one I didn't have.
I did.
Yeah, I want to get the 45 and I want to get a 12. But I
did. To touch on what Q said, the Republicans buy sneakers was not a smart thing to say. I think that comment, had he not made that comment, I think we wouldn't have focused so much on him not getting behind that. I think making that comment is what pushed everybody to say, okay, you're not supporting us, you don't have our back.
Right.
But again, go back and speak real quick on that, because you spoke about the articulation. If you go back and you watch the first episodes, you see Mike when he was still in college.
Yeah.
You saw him the first couple of years in pro. The way he spoke to the way he speaks today is completely different.
Right.
I mean, it's like a huge change. You have to go back and look at that. And I'm not saying he was dumb or anything like that, but he wasn't a public speaker. So why come out and speak when you know that's not your strength? I wouldn't if it wasn't my strength. And I know people here in the chat who have great things to say, but they're not great at speaking publicly, so they keep it to themselves.
And as a person whose dad is a white Republican, yes, he buys sneakers, but they're white New Balances. So speak up.
He didn't have any Monarchs.
Right.
He go back and forth depending on what's on sale.
My dad's definitely on the Monarchs. Hey, and I'll tell you, I did get a USA Jordan jersey today. It was like, I sent it to the chat. I think it was like 200 or something like that, where usually 300. So there's that out there. Hell no. Man, we don't wear the same size. I'm bigger than you.
One quick thing to say last about it. What's amazing about this whole series, there's 10 episodes and we're only getting bits and pieces, because there's so much more that they can flesh out with these stories. Because when they touch on little things, like it's certain stories that I know a lot more about than they give the information on when they're talking about it. So just think about it. This is 10 episodes. Man, they can go 40 episodes and still you get so much more. It's just amazing what they're doing.
All right, so we will await to the next one, and we'll talk about that next week. And make sure you guys check out Flicks and Bill. All of the information is in the
description.
Yeah, description. So he's got a website, and you can go and see everything from there. And also check out the Alan Cox show as well. So let's get. Do you guys? Well, we don't need to hit that other topic. So let's just shut her down. Uh-oh.
Shut it down too early.
No, we're good.
Is that your search looking at earlier, Papa?
No, we're good. We're good. I just switched it to a different screen so we can all go around and say our goodbyes. I'll go ahead and put it on Nicole first, so she's in the corner.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, what did you do?
What the hell?
All right, she got a. I don't know. She doing
AirPods.
She doing something. Ma, you want to go?
No.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Bill, appreciate you coming on, man. It was great. Appreciate your time, and open invitation to come back anytime you want, especially during quarantine season. Everybody seems to have a little bit more free time. Usual suspects. Appreciate you kicking it with us. My brothers and my sister on the panel. Much love to you. Keep it short and sweet, and just throw it around.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Shoot.
It's like, what did you do?
I listen to you like this. Go ahead.
Thank you again for having me. It was a pleasure also meeting you. Listening to some comedian, the different aspects of comedians, and also knowing about the whole sneakers is not like, it's kind of how you express yourself. And thanks again, everybody. I was quiet today, but here I am, Weekend Power Girl for the society. And I'll pass it to the Black Santa.
Nope.
Oh,
Michael.
Santa goes last. He closed it out.
Oh, that's right.
Now don't bring the shit.
You getting a lump of coal.
Here, first of all, thanks, Bill, for coming on and joining us for this hour and 11 minutes of entertainment. Great getting your perspective on some stuff. I definitely have to check out your podcast, so I'll be clicking on the link below. Thanks to you guys and lady on the panel for just keeping me grounded as always. Thank you to the chat for tuning in. As always, without you guys, there's no us. Everybody stay safe and have a blessed week. And with that, I'll kick it over to
let's kick it to Bill. Let's go to Bill.
Bill, you should have started.
Tell us what you got going on, man.
I'm gonna be doing a live comedy show it's gonna be on Zoom. You can get tickets at billsquire.com. They're not posted yet, but it's gonna be happening soon. But follow me on Instagram at Bill Squire. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. I like all your perspectives. I like chopping it up with you guys. I need to tune in from time to time. Like I'm gonna tune in next watch. This is a lot of fun. I like this interaction. I like everything that you guys have going on. You guys have a good flow between all of you, which is not always the easiest thing to do over the internet like that.
Right.
You guys have it, so that's fun. And then also, Kev, thanks for having me on and inviting me. And also, I have been drinking tequila this whole time, so
starting to breathe heavy, like
That's why he's a little sweaty.
Get out of here.
Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Today's Star Wars Day, so I gotta celebrate.
Hey, no big.
Appreciate it.
Usually Nicole's on something.
I know. Water today.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She over there drinking gin. Smell like pine needles up in here. Well, yeah, man, for sure. Bill, definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I've been a fan for a while. You guys make sure you go check his stand up out and his podcast as well as his radio show. Thanks to my brothers and my sister being on the show. Y'all always late, but
hey, what?
Thank you to the usual.
Thank you to the usual suspects. I always appreciate you guys coming in and interacting. So we will be ready for next week. I'm gonna go ahead and read the shout outs of people that shout out and tag me in there. I read your name out there. So let me go ahead and get into it. First of all, we got Hella Laced, KB Fresh Kicks, Footage Society, Higher Learning, I Am Lars Young. Happy birthday to Slick Rick. It's his birthday today.
Yes, happy birthday.
D-Lo 1014.
In the chat.
J Soul. Yeah, he's too busy celebrating. He's out there trying to get Corona. Jody, is he? And then I don't know if I said Jody twice, but yeah, thank you guys, and also thank everyone for the donos. I always appreciate that. We'll go ahead and have to do something nice. Maybe we'll put it towards a battle gift. We still had the belt we got to get rid of. So
what did it say? We got one chilling.
So at some point we'll get it going again. But I will go ahead and pass it to Kunta Kinte's nephew.
Damn.
You see how they treat the old man.
Oh, man.
That's why I was so good at my shoe. It's out of jealousy, really.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. But Bill, thank you, man, for coming on. I had a great time listening to your story. You're a funny guy, and I'm definitely a fan now. So appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
All right, panel. I appreciate you guys for being a pain in my ass every day, all the time.
What?
Pause. Before you go there, bro.
Yeah. Who you been hanging out with? Who's back there?
No means. Shout out to the channel. I'm into the chat. I'm sorry. Shout out to the chat. Happy birthday, Slick Rick. That's my brother from another
Mother.
Yeah, that too. And I ain't got much this week, man. May the 4th be with y'all. Much love. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Hey,
Stay on.
Golden free.